Hello everyone, Krydax here, and welcome back to pYanodon's Season 3. In our last episode, we were working on the Slaughterhouse Insanity. This has been a journey. I'm trying to remember what we were doing. It's been a few days. Yeah, we had got this set up. Spoilage scanner needs to be set up. And then that's on the input, least fresh. Those filter out. And then we need to pass the signals of what we need all the way back to here. So that'll be just the green signal. Yeah. And then we're also gonna have a few other warehouses, and I don't want to mix all the signals. So I might need a combinator that adds red and green or something. Because I can certainly do this. Wait. Yeah, sorry. And then these get attached to this set. Wires pasted there. Okay, so then we're figuring out all of the inputs, and then we're deciding based on that which types of rendering we'd like to do. The other question I have in the back of my head is like, but what if we want to do multiples at the same time? Because the system doesn't really support that. It's like, yo, we're rendering Vraux now, baby, and then it won't render anything else. The other problem, shoot, no. Oh, I have a better idea. Maybe. This is where not having nested and conditions is so frustrating. Because what I'd like to do is, because we need to have an and, we have enough Vraux on the sushi belt, right? Because if we don't have enough Vraux, we shouldn't be trying to render Vraux, because then this whole thing will just sit here waiting for Vraux. So we need some sort of cancellation system that sends a -1 of something if we're out of that thing. And so I think that'll just be another set of decider combinators, which is annoying, but fine, I guess. And that will get added into the same thing. So it's caged Vraux less than when there's 2 left. Well, when there's less than 2 left. Then we say, nah, we're not doing that. Okay. Then we set the recipe on that. And then we need to import a bunch of different animals. We said we were importing them over here. And then we were gonna do... Maybe I should just let the belts back up. It's fine. It's fine. Wait, that's not a requester station. That's no moon. Also, we're not prepared for the double upgraded trains. Alright, this is the one I want to be the requester. So that's on channel 3. There's no locked slots. The request threshold is what? 2 stacks? 3 stacks? 4 stacks? How many stacks do I want to move of animals at a time? For now, probably 3. You're a requester. You are animal. Animals are. It's just animals. All the animals. All right. And then we're gonna have them, you know, split filters per lane, split filters per lane. We're gonna get those Vrokes. We're gonna get those Augs. We're gonna get the, and as far as cages, this is another question I have. Should I, if I import them caged, that just makes things messier. I think I should import them uncaged. Cage free. First of all, that gives them a happier life. It's time. It's time. Freak out. Wait, that's not where we're going. No. It's time. Wow, that is really annoying. Okay, so you are good to go with your new kickouts. No, that's the last thing I wanted. Oh, and they like evenly distributed them among all of creation. Okay. No, they keep trying to spend all my modules. No, thank you. Okay, so how many do I need again for... I needed 6? Yeah. And then that should give me the 15 seeds to run this again. And this time it should run, what, about 4 times faster? 4 times faster? So that's very nice. And it should catch all the seeds because it's a sideways inserter and that was a straightways inserter. So it'd be weird if it didn't catch all the seeds. So then it's just a matter of the splitter here actually. And that one will go over. Then that one will stay. That one will go over. That one will stay. That one will go over. That one will stay again, and then finally, yeah, I mean, I could have manually done this, but it's kind of fun to watch. The next one, it should finally go. And then we will get 12 more, and then the next time it'll go like twice as fast again. Because we get to add, well, I guess we still only get 6 more modules from one recipe. It's just the recipe runs a lot faster this time. Okay, and we still have the alarm set up. And that's what I want, because that way we don't have to worry about remembering. And then back to this, I guess we're getting close to like actually being able to at least plug in the animals that we have. It's certainly a weird system. I'm not, like I said in the last episode, the hard part of this is going to be knowing what to set all the amounts to here. Like, these numbers are the brains of the operation, and knowing what to set these to is going to be tricky. Because I just don't know yet exactly what we want to set them to. But yeah, I think... What do I think? I think, therefore I am? I don't know. This is tricky. Let's Move this over here. Okay, so just leaving enough space for all these. Something like this. You know, and what I've been thinking recently is like, do I want a blueprint that actually has loaders already plugged in to belts that are going outside of the train? Because then I don't have to set that up. I could parameterize what's on, you know, the 2 lanes here. I could parameterize the request. I feel like I could really start getting some good parameterization going. Okay, so fish. I don't know. 10 stacks of fish. 10 stacks of aug. We're gonna have to cage. I don't even know how we're gonna do that yet. Cotton gut. The regulars. Where are the regulars? Right there. And then what's the last thing? Broke. Browky poo. Okay. So that's all good to go. And then you have fish and cotton gut. Soon there will be Ulrichs and Muxmoo and other things like dingrits and other words that I've heard, but I don't really know what they are. All right. Anyway, we're gonna need a cageifying system. Does that mean I need to request wood to, I think, maybe. Maybe, baby. $50 stacks? You know, this is gonna be a lot of requests. So let's get this going a little bigger real quick. Okay, and then the wood can come out here. All right, now the caging, we'll have the cages come back this way. This is tricky. Each animal is gonna need its own caging. So I can maybe do that over here. So that they're caged and then they'll get uncaged. And it's like we're gonna need so what I'm thinking is we do something easy like this, you know, and then this, and then it's cages here. I mean, it could even take up one less square if I do that. And then we can cage sets of animals. I guess they're not all mammals, but yeah, we'll do something like this, I guess. Make that a straight belt. And then we'll pull cages off, because those are gonna come out when we render things. And then those will go into the chest. Let's put them on the top, actually. And then I will just have them go into a chest, which then has a loader, which then fills a belt with cages. All right, this system's starting to come together. It's gonna be, oh yeah, and then we need to put wood on that same belt. So the cages go on one side, the wood goes on the top side, then we can feed cages and wood into the system like this. It's gonna be rate limited, like when we need more than 2.3 caged animals per second, we're gonna struggle, but when is that ever gonna happen? When are we gonna need more than 2.3 Vraux a second? I mean, I'm making like 0.2 a second or something. It's gonna be a long time before I need rates that high. And then I can swap to fast inserters. Heck, by that point I might even have, what are they called? Bulk inserters. So, I don't think that'll be a huge issue. The wood should actually be arriving soon. Would it not? We got wood provided, so that's not the issue. Apparently sorting by name doesn't really work. What? It's on. Now I'm done confused. Request only. It's hooked up to stuff. It's not like I didn't hook it up to the input. It is on the input. It's on channel 3. Animals are. But animals are here shows no requests. Alright, what gives? It's time again already? Okay, but actually, like, what's going on here? Have I screwed something up that I'm not understanding? It shows that, oh, yes, Krydax has screwed something up. I know you guys were screaming at the screen. Maybe some of you even left comments on YouTube already because, you know, you leave the comment when the thing happens and then you don't watch to find out if he figures it out. On that note, it doesn't really bother me when that happens because, like, I understand for some of you, if you didn't comment when the thing happened, you'd never leave the comment. So it is nice when you go back and then remove the comment or just change it to, oh, okay, you fixed it, good. Because obviously it's a little confusing if people are telling me things are broken, but they're not because I fixed them 10 minutes later. Anyway. You know, a lot does get past me, but, you know, I do fix some things once in a while without external help. Alright, so 6 of these palm trees go there. The other 6 go here. Now we're getting somewhere. Because this shows me, what, 7? So that's 14 now? Two, 3, 4, 5. So with 14 modules, we're up to 0.357 crafting speed on a 2-minute recipe. So now we're looking at 6 minutes for the cycle. I think that's still enough time that I will go keep working on the animal stuff. But the next one, we might just loiter around here. In fact, we're getting closer to the stage where I should actually automate it. rather than manually do it. The first few I always like to do manually because that way you don't accidentally screw something up and turn it all into seeds or something. Though I guess it would never turn the ones that I have as modules into seeds, so we're probably fine on that front. By the way, Putinator, the maker of the Quick Ride mod, has added the feature so that we no longer get left hanging on the train tracks when we get out, but instead you are placed next to them, so you're not going to get run over accidentally. That's nice. Very nice indeed. Alright, and then what do we got? We got Vrauk right, Aug left. So this is Vrauk and Aug left. Okay. Now we're gonna need to make a bunch of cages somewhere, but that's a different problem. And then these belts will all come over. I'll just leave some space there. These will come over to the Great Sushi. The Great Sushi in the sky. And then they'll start loading. You know what I might do? I'm not allowed to longify those, but I might do a short and a long, and that way we have access to 2 points of the sushi loop. By the way, we need power for all these guys. Which apparently... Oh, we're not connected to... Over here. There we go. That should do it. Get some lamps. Okay, we're getting there. Cages, we'll just go automate back in the base somewhere and then manually bring over a huge pile of them. Though, I guess each time we add a new animal into the system, we'll need a few more cages to be buffered, but we won't need any other than that, so I think manually doing it is okay. Yeah, and then we'll do the same system we've done for other sushi stuff, which is loading them. I don't know. First of all, do I want a mixer? I think I do. And then this will be the loading zone. And this will be nice because then I can also load onto the close side for certain things if we want. Okay, so then loading of Vrauk caged left. And on this one, or no, is it Vrauk left? No, it's Aug left and fish left. I just like to keep things on the same side, otherwise it's just random. And then fish left. And I think just because I like to have the filters be nice and consistent looking, we'll put Aug left rather than Vrauk right, even though they have the same effect. And then we do this, and we do this, and this, and this. Ow! And then this gets hooked up to some full belt readers. And then that's what gets hooked up to the input of these. so that we can find out if we shouldn't be making a certain recipe. Because, like, this is currently saying we should be making it, and this one is saying we shan't be making that, so then it's not. Okay, so it is actually working right now. Sweet. And the alarm's about to go off. I feel it in my bones. 3, 2, 1. Honk. Nope. How close are we? I was pretty close. I was 3% off. Maybe only 2%. I was pretty close. I'm gonna take credit for being pretty close. You can't take that from me. All right. Well. How do we automate this in a way that's going to actually give us what we want? So... this one will get seeds next. I mean, I guess first we'll have this one run one more time. And then what's it gonna do? Then it's gonna, if we just had it output normally, it would output all its kickout, which would then take like 1 or 2 minutes to go all the way around. That's half the problem too, is like the speed on this is gonna be forever. And then it's finally gonna get around to here, where the kickout gets pulled off. And then that priorities to here, and then that gets fed, but these aren't fast inserters, which they probably should be. So there's even a possibility that like it gets split up and there's an odd number. So I'd probably kill that belt for now, and then that way all the kickout go to seed. So then it's still on me though to manually put kickout as modules into things. So what might be better is turning off the priority on this for now, and then I can put half of the modules into a box, because exactly half is what we get, and then once in a while I'll throw some extra modules to seed. But this will actually keep me going with modules, but also automatically keep me going. I'll do like 1 or 2 more cycles here, because now it's running at full speed, which is 0.5. So this is a 4-minute recipe now, which is not great. It would be nice if it was running twice in a row, because then I'd only have to come here every 8 minutes. So maybe this time I'll have all of the output go to seed, and that way we don't have to worry about it. Okay, let's go make some cages. Cages are iron stick, titanium plate, and solder. Okay, that shouldn't be too hard. I could even just automate them by bringing materials manually to some spot if I want to. All right, now the next question is, does it always put you on the left? Because that's the opposite of where I want it to put me. It seems like it does. But for a right-hand drive train system, that's the wrong side. Putinator, a little help? You may not be able to fix that. I don't know, because I know you said you kind of reverted it to doing what Factorio does by default. But the left side is the wrong side to get out on in a lot of cases. It's going to put you in the middle of your train tracks rather than on the outside of them. So if that is configurable, while we're wishing for ponies and unicorns, if that is configurable, I would love to You know, that's the Cardex promise. You give a mouse a cookie, and all he wants is a cup of milk. You know. I am thankful for the cookie, though. Thank you. It is nice to not get run over. Granted, I haven't gotten running over. I haven't gotten running over yet. So that's good, but it's gonna happen at some point. It's a question of when, not if. You know, logs are actually used in some recipes, so if I'm gonna have something, logs are not the worst thing to have. Like clay and sap, though, not so much. Not so much needed. Okay, so anyway, we need the sticks, we need the solder, and we need the titanium. Now, solder is on a belt somewhere. Where is that stuff? I'm making, like, huge amounts of it. Where's it going? Oh, it's sneaking over to be with the rubber over here. Okay, so we got solder, we got titanium. I mean, it's all right here. I just gotta wrangle it properly. I mean, I could use the sushi belt, but I don't want to strain those resources for no reason. Maybe I'll actually put it like over here. Feels like a semi-reasonable place for it. Because then here's wood. And here's iron. Even do this. Wait, that's not quite gonna work, is it? We're gonna need feeding of iron sticks over. Okay. And then all I need is titanium, which is God knows where. Titanium. You shoot me down, but I won't fall. Okay, titanium is not close. But that's okay. And then we get a box, and they stack to 100. Alright, I gotta silence you for a moment here. I'll be there soon. Don't worry. Don't you worry about a thing. 'Cause every little thing is gonna be alright. Yeah, 500 cages seems like enough to buffer up for now. They're not exactly cheap. That's 2,500 titanium we're talking about. And I still haven't improved titanium. I'm not worried about the iron, but the titanium is not... it is not fancified. It is just a bunch of smelters in a line. So... let's let that fill up a bit more. Alright. We're Zen gardening, baby. Tending to literally the kick-out garden. It is a good feeling. Alright, so then what we'll do is we'll grab the whole pile, throw it in there, and then that'll be 24 kick-out that we get out of all this. We'll at least make it so the alarm doesn't go off until we have all 24 kick-out. Cool. And then maybe after that one's done... because how many go in here? 20 modules. Yeah, I might, let's see, with 24, I might put 12 in here and then make seeds to run both of them at the same time. And then we're starting to make some progress. And we're starting to make some forwards progress. Why don't you just give me... Uh-oh, we missed some. There we go. Oh, it was because of the splitters. I see. Because of the way the splitters work, it was randomizing the pattern, so some did slip by that inserter. Interesting. Cool, cool, cool. This is one of my favorite stages because it's exponential growth. And just, I freaking love exponential growth. I don't know if you guys love exponential growth, but I sure do. It is the best. Okay, and then we were gonna load, I think we were gonna load animals over here. Because I've got Vraux there, fish here, Aug here, cotton guts here. Like, they're all within striking range of this, this area. And we've got a multi-provider right there. Rip roaring, ready to go. So we'll start loading animals into that. Oh. Wow, this is taking us on a journey. Because it was looking for one spot to turn around that was not on a, it didn't want to go through a station. Because going through an empty station adds like a 1,000 tile penalty or something like that. It's crazy. It's a very large penalty. Okay, so cotton guts. By the way, they're still running fine, it seems. Somehow we did things correctly. And it hasn't broken. Well, maybe it's kind of broken. Hold on. This belt looks very full. It's got too many pups on it. I think the number of pups is wrong. Krydax, did you never limit the number of pups that go on the sushi belt? That is gotta be the craziest, and somehow despite that, our cotton guts have never broken? None of that makes any sense to me. But I'm glad it didn't break until now. Let's say 100, because nothing here is spoiling, so I don't have to worry about that. Wow. That's super odd. I don't really understand that, but okay. Anyway, cotton guts are gonna get siphoned off and sent over to Azkaban here. And then that should fire up all these guys again. Well, the inserters for these guys should start once we've got less than 50 on the sushi belt. And then once we're doing that, then it'll start taking pups off the belt. And then that should start making things function properly again. That's unbelievable that I screwed that up and somehow it didn't break until now. Wow. Okay, but now the inserters are running, and so that should start opening up some gaps. Wow, 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 wow. Big mistake, Krydax, big mistake. Fish don't spoil. Right? Right. So then... Look, I have enough fish oil, and that's all this is for. So if I run out of fish oil before I finish setting up this animal farm, something has gone very wrong. And when I say animal farm, I mean like, you know, we sent Lassie to the farm style animal farm, because this is not the animal farm that you're thinking of. Okay. Surely this is better in the long run. I just gotta swallow the cotton gut cost. And it's fine, because they're about to get loaded into this thing anyway. You know, now that I'm thinking about it, I guess we're only loading 4 things into this specific train, so we'll be okay. Fish are on the top. There's a cotton gut delivery. Things are happening, y'all. I didn't think we'd... for some reason, I felt like this project would take literally infinite time. Like, in the back of my head, I'm like, oh yeah, we're doing it, but like, we'll never actually be done, you know? We won't finish this. But actual progress is being made. And we're down to 217 pups on the belt. Yay! That's actually a reasonable number, so that now Relasia's finally starting to get what it wants, and barrels have what they want, and tree seeds. Everybody has what it wants on the belt for once. So that's a good feeling. That belt hasn't probably felt in a while. Okay, now I'm gonna call that this stuff is about backed up here. The alarm's gonna go off any second now. You know, that might be an argument for left-hand drive trains right there. I could never pull it off because it just wouldn't make sense to my brain. But look at that. I was pretty close again. Okay, so I'll just put those in there, and then the next 12 will all go into this one. And now we have 32 modules that are all running. So I'll put 4 more over there so they're gonna run at the same speed. It's gonna be awesome. And then that one's gonna put kick elk on the belt, which is okay. I'm okay with that. Because I think after this, I'm just gonna let it run. Which means I want these. No, we'll have half go on the belt and half not. Yeah, that way I'll have a little bit. Because I'll probably come back in a couple minutes anyway. So. Okay, that one's already running, so this one needs the last few seeds here. 2 more. Come on, buddy. He's still on the belt over here. So slow. Okay, so here's a hot take from Krydax. I think red belts should unlock instead of stacking. And maybe not, because there's only 3 tiers of belts, so they want to spread it out over the course of the gameplay. So maybe you shouldn't have red belts at only 118 hours in. But it's more for the actual speed of the belt, not being able to get 30 items per second, but just the items move faster on the belt. There's actually something to be said for, like, you know what? Here's a crazy thought. I don't know if it's possible. I'd like to think, what am I trying to say? I actually don't think it's possible, but I've seen a lot of crazy things happen with mods. Would it be possible to make a belt that's called like a speedy belt that can only do 15 items a second, but it moves twice as fast? And the way that that would be accomplished would be that the item, oh god. The way that that would be accomplished would be that the item density would be half as much, right? So there would only be 2 things per square. Oh goodness. Yeah, that, I guess I could have seen that coming. Anyway, I'm wondering if I should... Should I put everything on the sushi belt? Or should I only let stuff onto the belt when we're hungry for it? How many animals are we talking here? Full rendering. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. There's like 20 animals, maybe more. The problem is... wait, how am I controlling things? I'm selecting the recipe based on the need for the item. So there's gonna be a delay. The item will be getting used up. There will be a delay, and then we'll end up with more of the item than we needed. So that's all fine. But these are not made to use up whatever's on the belt. So yeah, I probably should just have a little bit of everything on the belt for now. It's possible that changes. I also screwed up this whole situation. And that's the fish. And this is the caged augs. Alright, so then you are fish less than... Well, let's see. What's our sushi size? Sushi size is 76. So that means 150-ish units, which means about 600 tiles. So if we wanted to fill 10%, we'd do about 60 fish. Sure. And then you are going to be enabled if cotton goods are less than 60 as well. And that should do it. I'm going to put you guys back in here. And then we're going to go visit... I almost called them Ralasia again. I get Kickalk and Ralasia. I don't get them mixed up in the sense of what they look like or what they do, but I just call them the wrong thing. I get the word mixed up a bunch of times. Why can't I? Oh, there's a tree here. Get out of there. That is the annoying thing about Squeak Through, is it lets trees survive through blueprints getting pasted over them sometimes, and then they get in the way of your squeaking. You're squeaking through. Okay, here's those 12, and the other 12, I guess, are on a magical journey. Somewhere on this very long belt. They don't seem to have made it around yet. They've got to be somewhere here. I'm looking at the right side of the screen, just hoping to see a glimpse of a kick-out. Wait, was there one there? What's going on? Did I screw up something? Is the output not outputting? No, it definitely finished. And it spat out its kick-out somewhere. I mean, it's gotta come back eventually. It's on here. Just haven't seen it yet. Surely it's gotta... There they are. Okay, I was like, we've gotta be close now. And we were. Okay, so then... First I want to fill you guys the rest of the way. Oh, that's so exciting. And I can put 4 in that one even. And then we need to copy this now to go here. And now that one's outputting as well. And then these will yoink all the kick-out right off the belt. And then I do want all of that to go to seed. And I'll just manually insert the seeds for now. Because this doesn't take long and then we don't have to wait for it. But moving forward, getting close to just letting this fly. All right, here we go, 30. Boom. So now those are both running and they'll both put 12 kick-out onto the belt. 12 of it will get saved to be turned into modules. 12 of it will get turned into seed. What I might do is throw all of it to seed so that we can have 2 recipes queued up on both buildings at once. And then there's... I don't know. I'm sure there's some optimal pattern. I don't know what it is though. Wait, what happened? This is no longer opening map view. Quick ride menu. Oh. I think Putinator changed the setting after I'd said, like, where's the setting? I think they changed it to be in here. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I knew something felt different. Okay, I should probably be done with this episode soon. But I'm having so much fun. Alright, there's also a heckin' lot of belt here. Am I okay with animals buffering on that whole belt? I think I am. Vraux maybe a little bit less so. Because 0.1 a second, we're talking only 360 an hour. We're talking multiple hours of Vraux will be on that belt. That might be a little much. What are the AUGs again? They're also, they're pretty slow too. But I have a bunch buffered up already, which is nice. I'll probably want to control how many go onto each belt. So we'll have the AUGs get loaded on here. And then that'll come up. And rather than have the belts meet, I'm gonna have this AUG belt come up by where the Vrauks are, because then I can control how many Vrauks get put on the belt as well. Because there's this weird kind of like, if you're doing whole belt reading, you actually want a snaky belt. You don't want two belts coming from two different locations, because then there's no way to have these come together and still do a whole belt read, right? There's no way to do it. And so it's better to do this, go to both locations, and then snake back, and now you can still do a whole belt read. So that is an interesting thing with whole belt reading. That, well, is interesting. I have nothing else to say. It is interesting. And then we'll come back over and maybe over to here. And then down to here. And then down to here. And I'm okay with it being spaced out by 1. And then this gonna be Vraukipoos and Augipoos, which both need to get the easiest way to do this. I mean, there's not a snowball's chance in any sort of afterlife that we're gonna have more than 2.3 a second of these anytime soon. And when I do, it'll probably not be coming from this direction. So this is more than fast enough. These all need to be limited, by the way. I forgot to do that part. Enable, 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 enable. Fish is this one. Cotton gut is this one. Fish less than 500. Cotton gut less than 500. Vrauk less than 500. Is that the correct Vrauk? Yes. Is that the correct AUG? Yes. All right. So that's done, and then go check on our Relasia down here. No, not Relasia. Ah! It's Kickauk! Kickauk, damn it. Alright, it is... The goose is loose, and again, it is somewhere on the belt. Right, it's automated now. We just need to let it go. Alright, well, I think this is a good place to call it an episode. We've gotten a lot done. We've gotten actual deliveries of animals completed. Fish on a belt is a real thing. So we'll call that an episode. We'll keep working on this in the next one so we can start getting all the animal parts in one place. Anyway, as usual, thank you guys for watching. Let me know what you think down in the comments, and I'll see you all in the next one.